Well, well, well. Welcome back, legends. Sunday night. And, we hope you're doing well. We're listening to Night Ride FM. And, you are now live with the TART Touring Car Championship. Round 6 of 7. Watkins, Glen, classic boot. We're a little bit north this time. Track temps are down. And we've got about 5 minutes of practice left. Strap yourselves in. We've got 2 races tonight. And they precede a 10-minute qualifying session, which is coming up next. And then we enter race 1, championship mode. 13 laps. Mandatory pit stop. These Audis, we've chopped the size of the fuel tank. They don't have enough fuel to make it. They're gonna have to do a cheeky pit. We're on board with the Legend. Let's do a lap. It's out of turn 1 there, and we're going down through the little S's here. Little lift of the throttle. Get to the right hand side. Slight lift again. Touch that apex. Don't smack that fence like we always do. You'll see a lot of drama through here. This is a long straight. This is the classic boot, so we're not going to stop for the chicane. We're going to breeze on by in a loop. We're going to go down to outer loop. These are some shitty corner names. We're going to call this one the Neil Yates Memorial Curve. And then we're going to drop down this little chode here. Kiss this apex. And we're entering into the classic boot part. Downhill here. Leg brake into this corner. This is the boot. This is the toe. This is Grandma's toe jam. We see some smoke in the distance. We've got one of the young veteran cars around. Learjet makes quick mitts of that one. And then we're heading up here. This is the sole of the foot. And then this is the heel. That inside curb, it's nasty. You don't want to touch that. And here we go. This is the knee ditch. Very, very, very delay on the throttle here. And this is the sexy inner thigh. I love me a little bit of inner thigh. And then through here. Last corner's the butt cheek. And that is a tour of the upper thigh, shin, toe, boot, inner thigh and arse cheek of the beautiful Watkins Glen circuit. Let's have a look at the championship points. And man, oh wow, we've done 6 rounds. Everybody's been getting into drama, getting into each other. The cream rises, and the Learjet who we're on board with, leading the way with 1,814 points. Hot on his tail. 3 drivers in chance of taking the championship away from him. Chris Noble, Rob Bowden, Ryan Howe, and the second of the Alpha Racing Team cars. Will these boys be working together to try and knock off the aggressor cars? Stridey, he's the first of a gaggle of guys that are in a chance to get a top 4, top 5 result here. And that scales all the way down to Jordan Knockholds and P11. So, it's very, very tight at the top end of town. And we've had a lot of people come on board and have a crack. And I do believe we'll be entering the end of practice session and heading into qualifying very shortly. Thanks for tuning in. We are Thrillhouse Arcade. This is the TART Touring Car Championship. As I said before, race 1, 13 laps with a mandatory pit stop. And then we cut into arcade mode. If you haven't watched us before, arcade mode. I haven't spelt that properly. It's arcade mode. I'm a dyslexic dickhead. But I'm hot. Race 2, 8 laps. Full reverse grid. We're not here to fuck spiders, mate. We're here to love arachnids. We're gonna turn them over, flip them on their back, and send them from slowest to fastest around this track. And that's how we're going to send out our evening. So we've got 4 races in total to decide this first championship. Abigail, thank you so much for tuning in. Where are you watching from, Abigail? I appreciate it. Practice just ending now. Checkered flag waving, that's the end of practice. Tuned in to Night Ride FM, providing us our tunes for this evening. And this is New Rock. Cars just starting to come out on track now. 10-minute qualifying session. They're going to have to find some real estate, but more importantly, they're going to have to find a friend. These long straights, long winding corners, as you see the Tank DSRT boys go out line astern. This is the full beans, this is the real deal. They take it super seriously. And there are the Tank DSRT boys. Line astern. Rob Bowden. Him and Ashley there, two drivers who have capitalised on arcade mode and come from the back of the grid to take the win. And we want to know who you've got your money on to take away this championship. But pay close attention to the racing tonight, because we also want to know who your driver of the day is. Ryan Howe, another one of our championship protagonists. So Ledger, Ryan Howe, Chris Noble, Rob Bowden, they're your four gunning for the inaugural TART Touring Chart. Words out of my mouth. Not quite happening just at this minute. But damn, that livery looks good. Alright, here we go. We're on board. Give the one light Ryan Howe. Hard on the brakes at the 300-metre board. Tip it in. Oh, he's hesitant there. And that'll hurt him. He's just out of the tow range of his teammate. And he's got a big squiggle going into turn one. Coming up through the S's. Be very patient, gets on the power. And he'll be on the radio to his teammate saying, "Hey, g'day Chris Noble, Ryan Howe, real race car driver here. Just made a bit of a meal of turn one. Would you mind slowing up so I can get another tow, please? Thank you, kind sir." And you can see in the foreground there, Chris has, dabbed the brakes a couple of times, so he's caught the message. No worries, buddy, I'll slow up for you. Come tuck underneath my wing, I'll pull you around, just like I've been pulling you around this whole championship. Big love to you, Ryan Howe. We've got some times coming up on board. We've got Scotty Reid, he's done the fastest first sector at the moment. Abigail's watching from sunny Adelaide, so you've got a couple hours on me. You've still got a bit of sunshine. Still cold and miserable here in Emerald, Victoria. And we got Sammy Collins out the gate with a 158.237. Jasmine Beach goes in and sets a time as well. Scotty Reid wasn't feeling that one. Wanted to barbecue the tyres a little bit, get out of it, let the Alpha boys through and reset and go again. Learjet, 144.2. Here are the times coming through. Andrew Smith beats Noble in P2. And we've got a new driver. And there he is on screen. Mr. Foster. Welcome to Thrillhouse, mate. We love your enthusiasm. Thanks for getting involved in everything. Did your own livery as well. And, mate, you're quick. You're out the gate quick too, so... he's going to be thrown in the mix up there, pointy end for sure. And he's just here to disrupt everybody in the championship, I think, and have a bit of fun. He's not here for a championship. He's just here to settle some scores himself. Tarmac Terry's back. Welcome back, Tarmac. He had a great run here last time. We did some pre-season racing here, and Tarmac had a great battle with Sammy Collins, and in fact these two are locking out 6th and 7th again. So I'm very much looking forward to that battle commencing again. A great, yeah, it was just awesome. Side by side for lap upon lap upon lap. If you tuned into one of our pre-season races, you would have been treated to it. It was awesome. On board with Rob Bowden now. First of the tanked SRT cars. He's hasn't had a great first lap there. He's 4 seconds off the pace, and he's one of the young veterans cars in front of him who pinches a wheel, just going out of the heel into the needed chair. Rob's a very, very smooth operator. Very Carlos Sainz. Doesn't have a clutch, unfortunately. So what lets him down is the fact that he actually has to use his little flappy paddles. And these cars here, they benefit largely from the heel toe that you get from having a clutch pedal. So for someone to be fighting for a championship with that kind of, I guess, disadvantage to everybody else around him. As he gets underneath Mr. Lauder, it goes wide at turn 1. He's not mucking around. He needs a good time on the board. Bowden goes P3. He's 4.5 tenths off the Learjet, who's brought that down to a 44 flat. And Ryan Howe, that's sitting in P2. This is going to bode well for his championship. He's the only guy in the top 4 who hasn't had a race win yet. The spreadsheet lied to us and said that he had, but we've managed to amend that, and I think Ryan's going to be gunning for a win at Watkins Glen. Let me check in with this guy. He's having a ripper season. He hasn't been able to make all the events, but he is a race winner here. And he had a ripper race too at Road America. And pipped hit the line by Rob Bowden by 3 1,000ths of a second. I get kind of confused with the 1,000ths of a second, to be honest. So. Tenchi 202, get in there, Tommy Huggin. We are Carbon. And the Carbon Esports boys always showing their support for their drivers. I've only got the one in here tonight, Mr. Tom Huggin, who's a very rapid driver, and you see the front of that car actually. He's got the TART Galaxy texture at the front of his livery, which is a nice little nod to what we're doing here, and very much appreciated. So big love to our Carbon team who joined us recently, and we hope to see a stronger showing from those guys when we come back for season 2. If we come back for season 2, you've got to let us know if you want to see more of this. 7 people tuned in. Thank you. Hope you're well. We got Howe, the Learjet. Howe with a 44.04, so it's tightening up at the top. Bowden, the only one not really showing a respective time of the other 3 championship protagonists. But Ryan Howe, who's been the benchmark qualifier for this season so far, he's just pipped the Learjet. Noble, he's in it as well. So he's checking in. Got Kai Ardley, who's made a return. Good to have you back, Kai, in the Melbourne Performance Centre entry. And one of our young drivers, we're missing a couple of our young drivers this evening. Mr. Young Clay Richards, still working on the 86 after his big incident at Sydney Motorsport Park. So we're hoping that you can get on top of that and get it repaired, ready for Bathurst. And hopefully we'll see you here for the final round next week at Laguna Seca. And a big welcome to Peter Kelly as well. And that's the second of the young veterans cars. And next season, we expect to see 3 or 4 of these young veteran cars joining us on the grid, as I slowly convince them all that this is where they should be. Peter runs in the V8 Supercar Series. Handy little steerer, and is pairing up with Thomas Lauder for these last couple of rounds here, the TART Touring Car Championship. Jumped in the car about an hour ago, just getting a feel for things. An old Matty English. jump on board flame cam here as he goes up through the S's and onto the long back straight. Oh, bang. He's in P8 at the moment, so he's doing pretty well. He thought he was about 3 seconds off the pace, but he had been practicing the boot with the chicanes, so he was wondering why everybody was so fast, and it's because we were hammering down the back straight and he was taking the chicane. So we're on board with Andrew Smith, who has improved leaps and bounds in the Audi. He's sitting in P4 at the moment. He's actually out qualifying Rob Bowden, who's parked it. That's it. It's run and done. So let's get some results up for that. Ashley Lair with a 143.082. So he does beat Ryan Howe. Learjet, he's looking pretty untouchable towards the back end of this season. Ryan Howe in the Alpha Racing Team car. And Chris Noble, Andrew Smith and Rob Bowden. So that's a formidable top 5 there. And Edward Foster, the new guy. He's qualified himself in P5. That's an amazing effort considering the considering everybody here. So there we go. Heat 1. They're lining up on the grid now. We'll kill Night Ride FM. And we have 13 laps ahead of us. And here's your starting grid. Lair and Howe on the front row. Noble and Smith take out row 2. It's Bowden and Foster in row 3. Sammy Collins and Matty English, row 4. Row 5, Scotty Reed, Kai Ardley in row 6. Tommy Huggin and Sammy Stride, the second of the Aggressor esports cars. And I'm trying to get over the page, but my button's not working for that one at the moment. So that's what that is. Well, even those buttons aren't working. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? Oh, here we go. We're getting over the page now. There we go. Tony Don, Jordan Knockouts. Josh Thomas, Tarmac Terry. And we'll clear this off, because I reckon we're about to get some lights. Look at that. What a massive grid of cars. Thank you so much for turning out. Thank you so much for tuning in. 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and we're racing at Watkins Glen, the classic boot. It's a great start from the front row, but Andrew Smith gets an absolute ripper, and he's going to join the Learjet into turn 1. He runs a little bit wide, and it's Chris Noble who's fallen short there at the start, and he's dropped way back. In fact, we've got drama in the back there. We've got a few cars into the wall. Nothing too major at the moment, but the timing tower's gone absolutely ballistic, and we have a car on its roof. We've got damage, and we have a car on its roof, and it's Noble. Oh no. So we've got big drama. He got caught up. He had a slow start, and Scotty Reed on his roof as well. So 2 race winners from the TART Touring Car Championship are out of it. What does race control do here? It looks like everything's play on. We'll just double check. We might have a safety. We might have a safety truck here. Because we've had a big drama at the start. We'll just double check in. Lee Partridge, you got me there, mate?
Yeah, got you, Mikey.
Do we have a safety truck here?
We do have a safety truck who's just entering the circuit now, just waiting for the train to come around to turn 1 to catch us back up, and we'll get this all caught back up.
Fantastic.
Pit lane is closed.
Fantastic. Thanks, Lee Partridge. Check back in soon. All right, so these guys get 1 fast repair. Safety truck is out on track. And yeah, it's sort of a awkward one to unpack there. It looked like Noble just had a really ordinary start. Everybody else in the back 3, 4, 5 rows were a little bit advantageous to capitalize on that, and it looks like it just came unhooked for everyone. And we had 2 cars on their lid. And we've opted not to go back for instant replays until we can get them exactly how we like them for this series. So you're just going to have to take my word for it. Because here we go. We've got the iRacing bloody... We've got the wrong livery on that one, but that's okay. That was my fault for resetting everything, but forgetting to chuck a livery on the... We'll see if we can get that sorted. So we've got a few fast repairs taken. Those guys will rejoin the back of the queue. Alright. Nope, we're inside a car and we don't have any racing audio. It's kind of just gone completely silent on me. Alright, so we've got Noble, he's taken his fast repair, and he's just making his way back up onto the grid now. And everybody files into pit lane to take their mandatory pit stop. This is it, they're going to fuel to the end. Some have chosen to stay out for track position. Howe stays out, Smith stays out. Blackie stays out. Oh, yes! What a strategy play. Let's kick some pit times. Tarmac Terry gets himself up there. Learjet 8.6, Bowden 8.2, Collins 8.1. Some quick times. Ardley does a 4-second stop. Maybe that was just for fuel, just to repair damage. So Learjet gets himself back out in 5th spot, followed by Bowden and Collins. And under safety truck conditions at the moment. Yeah, Abigail, we do get that in these cars. They are very, very tricky cars to drive. This is a very competitive series. And these guys love to pounce early. So we do get the drama. But we don't take things too seriously here. We give them a chance to get their car repaired. We get the safety truck out, and we've still got 10 laps of this race to go. And the TART safety truck is out, but the wrong livery is on it. So we love your work, Lee Partridge. He's doing really well. Been our DSO all season, and our way he goes about it is just exemplary. So Blackie and Tarmac up 17 and 12 spots. Taking the gamble. Will it pay off? Safety truck heading in. Ryan Howe's leading the pack. He'll maintain 100. You see the safety truck peeling away in the distance. So, 10 laps. Howe leading Smith, Black, Terry, Lear and Bowden. What does Howe do? He didn't take fuel. He hasn't pitted. He stayed out. He is going to have to absolutely gap it, because Learjet is behind in P5. He goes. We're green flag racing again in race 1. And they fan out too wide behind Howe. He's doing exactly what he needs to do. He needs to get out of here. He's got to get up the road in a big way, and he's got to hope that Blackie, Tarmac and Andrew Smith can hold up the Learjet. Get out of here, son. Put that foot down. Nice clean start from everybody, but we're on board with the Learjet. It's a big toe down this straight. Tarmac pops out. Blackie's going to get absolutely chopped here. Blackie holds it wide, and these guys are coming through. Tarmac through, Learjet through, Bowden round the... Oh, he's going to sneak around the outside. Blackie doing a bloody good job to hold on with these guys as Bowden gets fully sideways into background. He holds on to it. Oh, car control. Collins around the outside. What a beautiful piece of car control. Trying to hold around the outside of Blackie. Just gets a little bit of lock on it. Fully sideways. And Collins is in the mix as well. So Learjet, he hasn't made his way. Here he goes. He makes his way underneath Tarmac Terry. Gets in the room, but Tarmac's got the inside for the knee ditch. It's a slow little uphill left-hand corner. A little bit lazy on it there, but he gets through. We've got drama in the back here. Looks like we've had Tom Huggin go off. It's an unfortunate little incident, but we're back up the front. Howe leads Smith. Learjet's through into the podium position now. P1. He's got to move it. He's got to move. He doesn't weave down the straight. He doesn't shake Andrew Smith. Fastest lap in the race goes to Ryan Howe. 1:45.6. He needs to make hay. He's got to absolutely bolt it. He's got a pit stop to take. And that's the thing that's going to unhook his race. So he has to fly. Let's check it. Check out the pit info. Howe, Smith, Terry, Don, Beach, McKenzie, yet to pit. So we'll see how this all pans out. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is race 1 of the TART Touring Car Championship. 13-lap feature race. And we've had drama at the start, which brought out the TART safety truck. Took out one of the Alpha Racing Team cars, Chris Noble. In fact, we've got Noble back in pit lane, sporting more damage. And, oh dear, this close to the end of the championship. Not looking good for Alpha Racing Team so far. This is definitely not the start that they needed. They've been putting in a lot of laps. Trying to work a strategy to get on top of this guy. Ashley Lear. Beautiful man. Holding down P3. He's wise to the game. He'll know that 2 cars in front of him haven't pitted. And Rob Bowden in P5 will be his next threat. As you see Ryan in the distance there. Again going very defensive. And Howe and Smith crossed the line with the exact same time. 1:44.951. So, blow for blow. He's sitting in Howe's toe, and I didn't mean that for the rhyme, but it happened. I've been doing that a bit lately. Onto the long back straight. Smith having an absolutely ripper race, up 2 spots. Awesome qualifying session. And him and Howe will have to be a bit of an unholy alliance here, I think, with these guys. Work together. And see if they can create a gap on the rest of the field. It's we're just over a second back to the Learjet. In fact, there he is. So they're gapping away from the rest of the field. The only issue is that Learjet's following them. They're doing exactly everything that they need to do to make the strategy work. It was a bold move to stay out. Oh, and look at him ranging up. So Smith isn't only just hanging on. He's hungry. In fact, he looks down the inside. Oh, here we go. Andrew Smith, Mr. Molecule. Showing some chops. That's a big improvement in pace. He took away the reverse grid race at Road Atlanta. Absolutely walked away with that one as everyone came unstuck behind him. And now he's mixing it with the championship protagonist, Ryan Howe, and the Learjet is just going to easily cruise on by here. Andrew lets him have it. Oh, gives him a dust up on exit. You need to get a move on. I'm running an alternate strategy and I don't need you in my way. Nice. On lap 7 now. Howe leads the Learjet. Smith, Bowden. Looking at Jordan Knockholds in the second of the Chill Out Motorsport cars. There's his teammate up ahead and a bit of shake and bake on Josh Thomas here. English holds the defensive line down the inside and Jordan is going to follow his teammate. Stays in behind. So a good little battle here between Josh Thomas and the two Chill Out Motorsport cars. Jordan Knockholds up 4 positions from his qualifying result. Jasmine Beach holding down 15th spot in a great battle with Sean McKenzie. I don't know why it's showing the Chill Out car for you. That's all good. And looks like our new driver, Mr. Foster, has had a bit of a drama as well. He's down 13 spots from his qualifying position. Just running a bit of a lonely race at the moment. Matthew Harriet holding down 20th in the Benson Hedges Racing. And oh no, Tarmac's had a drama. He's facing the wrong way, and that's an awkward part of the track to have an incident. He's dropping down. In fact, he's requested to get a tow. He's not going to get turned around there anytime soon. So that's unfortunate. That's turn 2, heading up towards the S's. And Barnsey, second of the tanked SRT cars, holding down P11 at the moment. Up 14 spots from his qualifying position. And here's the battle up the front. Ryan Howe leads the Learjet. They've been going at it all season, these two. It's been amazing to watch. Absolute masters of driving the Audi 90 GTO. Ashley Lair does the fixed setup for this series. Ryan Howe. Extraordinary at drifting these things. You should see some of his sideways action if you haven't already. Lap 9. What does Ryan do? Surely he doesn't have much fuel left. He's going to have to box at some point. And when he does, the man behind him is in the box seat. I'm optimistic that we missed him pitting and that he did sneak in and that SDK's just throwing up some phone numbers. But if everything is how it's displayed and the timing tower on the left hand side there, Mr. Ryan Howe at the safety truck at the beginning of this race opted to stay out for track position to try and make a gap on the field. The only problem is that the rest of the field decided to pit. And that put that man there. Sorry, that's his teammate, old Stridey. He's made his way up to P9. Having a battle with the Don. He's having a great round, Tony Don. He's up 4 spots. Stridey's up 3 spots. Learjet ranging in on the back of Howe. Let's have a look now. What does Ryan do? He stays out. Andrew Smith is in. There we go. We knew he needed to box. And this is going to hurt. This is going to hurt. Kicking yourself. Long travel down pit lane. It's a great battle. Yeah, just hunting. Just watching and waiting. Seeing what he does. And credit to Ryan Howe having an absolutely awesome race out in front. Hasn't put a foot wrong. Set in the fastest laps. Absolutely bolting it. And we have a look, Andrew Smith. He popped out back in P11. So it's really going to hurt. And I also know Ashley Lair very well, and I know that he wouldn't want to see this car up in front peel off in the pit lane. He prefers the battle. He likes the race to the end. He'd prefer not to walk away with it. But Howe tucks off from the lead. And that unhooks the Learjet. Well done, Ryan. Just an unfortunate strategy call as Josh Thomas gets right out into the sand. Oh, mate, and that's gonna be a very sandy badge after that one, mate. You want to ring that one out. Give it a little shake down the straight. See if you can get it all ringed out before you go into turn 1. Learjet. Now he's 3.3 seconds ahead of Bowden. And Sammy Collins, Mr. Podium, there he is again. He's found himself in P3. And that SRT Australia car is just very impressive to see. He hasn't made every single round due to real life commitments. He races in a sports sedan-like vehicle. I hope I've got that right now. I even came away with a race win last weekend, so if you're not going to be doing pretend race cars, at least you're out there doing real race cars and getting yourself wins, much like you're getting yourself podiums in the TART Touring Car Championship. Brother, you're doing well as you head down into the little tow boot area. And there's Rob Bowden. Had a pretty disappointing qualifying session. Got caught up in some action with Blackie. He tried to go around the outside earlier, if you recall, and had a huge sideways moment, which would have barbecued those tyres for a lap or two. So to get himself up 3 spots and into P2 was an enormous effort, considering the talent around and the way that this first race unfolded with the touring car safety truck. And this guy's got a real shot at the championship now. Ryan Howe rejoined in P15. And he's got 1 or 2 laps to get it done. He could potentially make 2 or 3 more spots. But down 13 spots from his qualifying position, this is going to hurt. It's going to hurt in a big way. Andrew Smith managed to make himself up to P9, so I don't know what happened with Ryan. We'll check his pit time. He had an 11.1 second pit time, so... Oh no, and Smith's back in pit lane. So has he forgotten to get fuel? What's happening here? It's a bit of a graveyard in pit lane tonight for race 1. And he's going to hold for a very long time here. And he gets going again. So Ryan Howe on the back of Jasmine Beach. She's one of our drivers who've walked away with one of the TART 0X awards for causing no incident points in a race. And she's got great racecraft, great presence of mind. And how cool is this? She's not making it easy for Ryan Howe. If you want it, you earn it. He's showing the nose, but she's not. Oh, she holds it wide a little bit now. Not worth the hassle. Held him up for a couple of corners. In fact, he misses a gear. And Jasmine's going to get back ahead of her. And here comes Edward Foster. He wants to make it 3 wide. Oh, we finally get a little bit of action in this processional race. Jasmine doing a massive job holding off the likes of Edward Foster and Ryan Howe. She's got the inside line into this corner as well. She's going to run it wide now and let them have it. These guys, they get ahead and they miss gears. Very well done. Credit to you, Jasmine, for holding them off. And that's not what Ryan needed, but that's what we needed to see. So, well done. Well done in the LMP entry. Edward Foster makes a position as well. And we're on to the final lap of race 1. It's been a crazy, crazy race. It's shuffled the cards and it's hurt a lot of people in the championship, namely the Alpha Racing Team cars. Looking at Thomas Lauder down in P11 as well. He's up 6 spots in a beautiful battle with Kai Ardley. They're going to go side by side through the S's. That's brave. That's bold. That's kind of sexy. And Kai holds off. Gets it done. We're at the front here. Don, Thomas, and Barnes looking in there as well. Does Barnes dig down the inside of Josh Thomas? Thomas round the outside of Tony Don. And Don doing a beautiful job in P6. This will be his best result in the TART Touring Car Championship today. And potentially Thomas's best result as well. They just need to keep it together. They're on the final lap. And this is a beautiful battle. Josh, he's not going to be happy with the Jandal position. He wants P6 for the Don. He's put in the laps, he's put in the time, and the all-in-one motorsport driver is going to look at holding them off. Barnes in the second of the tank, the SRT car wants to have a look. Josh has a look. The old wise doggy of Don, he knows, he stays wide. And it's the Learjet who's going to cross the line and take the checkered flag for race 1. What a beautiful drive. Rob Bowden crosses the line in P2. It's Collins in P3. English crosses in P4. So knock the Chill Out Motorsport cars 4 and 5. And Tony Don, he holds off the advancements from Josh Thomas and Barnes to take a P6 in race 1. That's a beautiful drive. Ryan Howard's going to recover to P10. That's actually a brilliant recovery. Ardley takes P11. Foster, Stridey, Lauder Beach. Great drive from Jasmine towards the end there, holding them off. And the rest of the guys coming home. Unfortunate for Smith there. And a big graveyard of cars in pit lane. Well done. Ashley Laird. Celebrate it up, son. That's one hand on the trophy right there. And for a man who started this season very ordinary, got caught up in drama, he is now notched yet another win to his name. Congratulations. Now the qualifying results. Still waiting for the official results to come up on screen. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back very shortly with race 2. Stick around. You're watching the TART Touring Car Championship. Ashley Lair takes out race 1. Beautiful strategy. And race 2 coming up soon. Arcade mode. Reverse grid. 8 laps. It's going to be chaos. It's going to be hilarious. We do it for your enjoyment only. Here on Thrillhouse. Back soon.
Hey Sam, my fault. Mate, that was totally my fault. I had brain favour fucking line lap.
The lap 1 incident is, I've reviewed it a few times already mid-race. I'll have a look at it again, but there's 3 cars going the straight. I'm not going to call it a racing incident at the moment, but I'm happy to see other people's views and points on that if there's any need to. Nah, mate, it'll just be applied to your results. All good. Yeah, press on, mate. All good. Yeah, I got you, Mikey. How you going? Yeah, it was had a bit of everything, a little bit of monotony and sort of procession, but then also had a bit of action at the start and a bit of drama with strategy. Really not sure why both Rydell and Smithy didn't pit. I thought it was going to be a bit of a call when I said there was 1 lap more on the safety truck, and then when I seen cars didn't pit, I thought, gee, that's a bit of a gamble. Don't know how this is going to work. The only real option they've got there was hoping on another safety truck. So anyway, it didn't work out for those guys. I'm not sure what happened with Smithy. He was in the pits a couple of times after that, or at least once, I think. So sort of, yeah, all sorts of stuff happening there. It was an interesting one.
There's a gentle rain downtown, shadow pooling underneath me.
Yeah, that does risk. Nah. But that's it, that's part of the game, isn't it?
I meant to say I love you, but instead I said goodbye.
But I really feel for Noble, that lap 1 incident. The poor bugger was trying to avoid all the carnage, and he was literally just rolling along on the grass trying to get back on the track, and like a manhole cover or something completely flipped his car over. So it was yeah, a bit unlucky for him in that regard. I mean, lots of people are unlucky in that carnage for lap 1, but that happens at this track almost every time, doesn't it? You know, heading into turn 2-3 chicane is always fraught with danger on lap 1, and it's just proved itself again. Yep, very. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I'm sure there'll be a guy starting to think about the championship more and more now. So, and they've all had a lot of time in these cars. So, I think there should be a little bit of reservation, but also you're still going to try and get through the field. So, it will be interesting with the track being so chaotic through 2-3 for that. So, lap 1 will be one to watch for this reverse grid, that's for sure.
Alright, well, I've had most of my mic muted for all of our conversation, so everyone got you. Kai's saying, Mikey, we can't hear you, so at least they got to hear you and your insights, and they didn't hear me and my babbling, so...
you never have anything useful to say, so
I never have anything useful to say. I just mute you guys and talk shit for about 20 minutes and come back and get proper insight from you guys. No, you guys are doing a ripper job. Camera angles are looking great, James. Thanks as always. And Lee doing a ripper job. Holding it down, race control by yourself tonight, so thank you so much.
No stress at all, mate. Let's bring on this reverse grid. Should be good.
Awesome, guys. Have a good one. Talk soon.
See you soon.
Alright, thanks, Kai. Sorry about that. We had the mute button on. I just wanted to mute myself for a little bit so I could throw out through a few F-bombs and a couple of things happening in, on my screen, but yeah. Just throw me a signal and let me know that you got me now, Kai. We're definitely tuned in to the sounds of Night Ride FM. If you're new to watching Thrillhouse, throw us a sub, throw us a like, let us know where you're watching from. Do all those things that us as broadcasters love. We think we've got something special here. We've definitely got the right people behind it. We've definitely got the right music. Big thanks to all our sponsors. Simink, SRT Australia, NPC Autospeed, Pixelsaurus, Kintsugi FM. And thank you for watching, sharing, liking. Race 2 coming up. Reverse grid. Let the chaos begin. Here we go, we're starting to grid up now. So Scotty Reid off the front row with Tom Huggins, Jeff Calvert, Chris Noble, Tarmac Terry, Stephen Black, Matthew Harriet and Peter Kelly. So watch Scotty Reid and Chris Noble here. Tom Huggins, he's no slouch as well. But Noble, he needs this one. He needs this one big time for his championship fight. Only 50% of the points offered in race 2. So he's just going to have to make hay and hope that Scotty Reid plays ball with him. There we go. We're lining up. 3 lights. And we're racing for race 2 of the TART Touring Car Championship here at Watkins Glen. And Scotty Reid has blown away, and Chris Noble's done what he needed to do. He got himself a ripper start, sweeps around the back of Tarmac Terry, and those two are going to gap away. But watch this man here, the Learjet, from last to first. He's done it before, and that 3 spots now. Past Rob Bowden, that was a crucial one, and he's in the tow behind Sammy Collins. They're all clean. Oh, we've got one big into the wall, and that's Russell Puckridge in the number 11 B Energy car. Flying down the back straight for the first time. Look at these. What a grid. What a beautiful shot. And Harriet runs wide. Barnes all over the back of Stridey here. So a beautiful start from everyone. Much cleaner than race 1, so big credit to everybody. We had one car get a little loose through the S's, but that's to be expected. These cars are a little bit hard in there. Oh, no. Foster gets into the back of Lauder, and Lauder's dropping down the order in a big way. Kai Ardley's had a drama at the start. He's down 8 spots. Blakey down 16 spots. Puckridge down 11. Beach down 9. So we have had a little bit of drama at the start, but nothing too major. Our championship protagonists are still in it, and the damage from the car, from Russell Puckridge's car, has hurt him. He's locked up. He's gone out into the sand. And we're checking in with the Learjet. Oh my God, he's up into 15th already. Collins up into 14th. So these guys are coming a little bit unglued, and from the back of the field, they're working their way through already, up 10 spots, and that's what we love about the reverse grid race. Pro Chuck Showdown. Hey, Mr. Howie. Cheering on Chris Noble. sitting behind Scotty Reed at the moment up the front. Oh, there's a little bit of a traffic jam as they go through turn 1. And these quick guys coming through, Collins, Bowdens, and Learjet, they want to be sure not to trip over each other as Noble takes the lead of the race. This is exactly what he needed to do. Scotty Reed in tow. But there's Andrew Smith. He's no slouch as well. He's made his way through. In fact, Scotty Reed gets the tow. Smith's going to follow him through. And this is a beautiful battle up the front. They head round the long right-hander bend and head into the boot section. Awkward left-hander, downhill, throws all the weight to the front of the car. Noble tightens up, gets underneath. Scott gets a little bit loose out onto the grass and Noble retakes the lead. Smith throws it to the outside. He's going to be advantageous around here. Third gear, chop it to second to get the drive. You're up the hill. And Noble clean into the lead. Smith takes second spot and Scotty, he assembles the roll back in third. Tarmac Terry there in fourth as well, having a good run. Beautiful driving up the front. All three drivers here are race winners in the TART Touring Car Championship. Noble, Smith, Reed. And Noble, really unfortunate race 1. May have taken him out of the championship and this is all he can do now. Is dominate race 2. No pit stop required. Smithy gets into the grass, cuts back across. Reed just misses him and big impact with the wall. Oh, butt pucker moment for Scotty Reed. There's smoke spewing from the front of that car and I think she might be toast. He's just going to have to sit there and wait for the field to go by. And that is unfortunate. Definitely not Andrew Smith's round. And that's unhooked these two. Scotty Reed back into P2. Chasing down his friend, long-time Thrillhouse driver, Chris Noble. These guys have been at it for many a year. And it's so good to see him up the front. Alpha Racing Team, Satellite Racing Team, 2 of Thrillhouse staples. Tarmac Terry, he's a Thrillhouse Supercar Championship winner. And Ryan Howe. Oh no! Ryan Howe and Tarmac Terry make contact. If you watched our pre-season, Tarmac got into Sammy Collins in the same way. He was saying to me earlier, I hope I don't make contact with people. And it just looked like a little bit of an awkward racing moment there as Ryan Howe tried to turn in. And Tarmac was just trying to hold him a little wide defensively. And Tarmac drops down 12 spots to 17th. Ryan Howe, 4th spot. Foster. Edward Foster, welcome to Thrillhouse, my friend. You had an awkward race 1, but the reverse grid's playing into your favour. You're now up into the podium position, and you've got pace to burn, up 11 spots. Howe, Barnes, up 12 and 13 spots. The cream rises. It always does. It always does. And this is going to be an epic battle because they've made their way through the field very, very quickly. We're only on lap 3, and it's shuffled. It's shuffled very quickly. Looking back at Peter Kelly now. His first event with Thrillhouse. Young veteran esports. And he's got Stridey all over his back. We got a car with big engine damage going down the straight. Who's that? Oh no! Cut back one more. Is that Mr. Scotty Reed? Scotty Reed from second. Oh no! That would have happened on the final corner. He would have missed pit entry and he's going to have to lift that thing round for an entire lap. Oh dear. That's big damage. Noble skips away 3.2 seconds in the lead. Ryan Howe up 13 spots into P3. So the Alpha Racing boys doing exactly what they needed to do in this race. And just take advantage. Capitalise on their failures in race 1. And they're taking Edward Foster, the new guy, along with them for the ride. But their biggest issue is Barnsey. He's in P4. Kelly, P5. Stridey, P6. These guys have got teammates. Somewhere down the order. Learjet, Bowden, 8th and 9th. Up 17 and 15. We're only halfway through this race. It's gone off already. I'm loving it. Great little battle for the back end of the top 10 here. Scotty Reed fires a comment in. Poop. No good, Scotty Reed. Wasn't your night. Let us know what happened there. We unfortunately can't go back to a replay, but I'll see that you're watching along. And we've got 17 viewers tuned in, which is the most amount of viewers we've had live. I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in. We've got an epic battle on the line here. It's a reverse grid race. The cream has risen to the top already. And we've got Peter Kelly in the Young Veterans car having a ripper run. He's holding it down in P5. It's got Stridey, who's a bit of a reverse grid wizard. He hates reverse grid races, yet he always seems to be there or thereabouts. Collins, Learjet, Bowden, these guys, they need to get through this little blip in the matrix here. They need to get off after the Alpha Racing Team boys, who are currently first and third. There we go. Stridey makes his way through Kelly, who's in his second ever race with Thrillhouse. He only got the car today. Jumped in to help out the Young Veteran Esports team. And having a great race. Mixing it up with the quick guys. Sammy Collins as they head down into the boot. I don't even think that's the boot. I don't even know where I am on the track now. Get a bit lost. All the corners look the same. No, that was the boot. Yeah, no, that's cool. This is the heel. Learjet looking down the inside of Sammy. Which becomes the outside of Sammy. Yeah, he's not taking anything from these guys. Tucks in behind Peter Kelly. And Learjet thinks better of it. Tucks back in behind. He'll have another go later. Foster's actually bringing in the gap to Noble as well. It's down to 2.6 seconds. So he's having a great run up 12 spots. In fact, he's just done a 144.4, which is about 6/10 faster than Noble. Noble taking it easy out in front, not pushing it. Save his tyres for the last lap battle, if there is one. Can they bring down that gap? And look at these guys, 2 by 2. The Learjet gets by. And here we go. He tucks in behind the aggressive Max Energy Esports teammate of Semi Stride up the road. He's going to tow this big line of cars. Oh, big sideways action for Peter Kelly as he gets onto the back straight. Doesn't need to worry too much about that. He's in the tow train. They pop out. Bowden down the inside of Sammy. Sammy gives him the room. Bowden gets a face full of Learjet as well. Does Collins look to tuck under? He doesn't. Bowden covers them off beautifully. What great racing. Great attack. Great use of the slipstream. And a lot of respect given. Very, very clean racing from these guys. Awesome to see. Back down through the boot. Lap 6 of 8. Thank you so much for tuning in. Give us a like. Throw us a sub. This is the TART Touring Car Championship, and this is our second to last round here at Watkins Glen Classic Boot. And the Learjet ranging up onto his teammate Stridey now. And this has been an awesome drive through the field yet again. He's our benchmark driver, Mr. Ashley Lair, all over the back of his teammate, who will play the team game but won't make it easy for him. Where's that happen? The team talk's going on. It's happening down the straight. What's Stridey going to do? Is he going to be able to cover off Bowden? He does. 2 by 2. A great little blocking, but Bowden chooses his man. Can Stridey get across? It looks like Bowden's going to get the inside run. Oh, and Stridey feeds Bowden into the wall. Oh, that is savage. Absolutely savage. And Bowden is out. That is out. That is done. See you later. And Stridey probably didn't need to be so aggressive with that. Lets Collins through ever so graciously. But race control will be looking at that one for sure. Oh dear. So, the question is, did Bowden move across? Or did Stridey just get a little unsettled and feed him into the wall? Now we're back looking at Ryan Howe, who's got Barnsey with him still. In the podium position. Noble must have heard me saying he was going slow. He's 3.6 seconds up the road now. So he's turning it up for the final 2 laps of this quick sprint race. We call it arcade mode. where we reverse the grid for our own sick pleasure. And these guys are left to try figure it out as the sun goes down on these final 2 laps here at Watkins Glen. Beautiful recovery drive here from Ryan Howe. Sun will be blinding them a little bit. We set it up as a late afternoon race. Track temps will be down. And here we go on the last lap. He had an unfortunate race 1. Very unfortunate race 1. In fact, a few people got unstitched in that one. And this is exactly what he needed to do. He got a much better start. Sweeped around the outside of Tarmac Terry and assumed position number 2. He managed to get by Scotty Reed, who unfortunately unstitched himself, as we see Harriet getting all sorts of squirrely out of the corner. Manages to pull it together. Great little bit of car control there, Mr. Harriet. Hanging on to it nicely. But this man, it'll be interesting to see where the points lie after this one. And I think you're right there, Abigail. Foster probably has backed off a little bit. He'll be happy with a P2 on his first outing with Thrillhouse. Got caught up in a little drama in race 1. That's the nature of this series. Hostile car, difficult to drive, no assists. Mixed spectrum of drivers. And it takes a lot of patience. As we see them all coming around these final little complex for the last time. Chris Barnes in what we would call the second of the Tanked SRT cars has become the first of the Tanked SRT cars, and yeah, it's had a great race as we head round the final bend. Chris Noble, recovery drive. Well done, son. He takes out race 2 in the reverse grid race. Foster in P2, epic drive. Ryan Howe, Barnesy in 4th. Some epic races. Look at the spots they've gained in race 2. The Learjet up 20 spots, comes through P5. Sammy Collins, fastest lap of the race, in P6. And then it's Stridey, English. And this is a great little battle towards the end. Tarmac Terry goes a little bit wide. Harriet's managed to gain on him, and Jordan Knockons is in there as well. Knockons is going to do the switchback on Harriet, which is going to give him an outside run. Harriet covers him off. Knockons gets a little bit squirrely. Harriet touches the back of Terry, offloads Knockons, and oh no! Oh dear! And that is unfortunate. Puts the foot in and spins it around. And this is just not Knockons round. And bit unfortunate there. We see the last of the cars come across the line. Lauder, Don. Macca brings it home, P16, up 1 spot. And here we go. Alpha Racing Team. Recovery drive. And takes another win in the TART Touring Car Championship. Well done, Chris Noble. Well done, Foster. Howe. Join us in the interview room. We'll look to bring up some results for you as soon as iRacing gives us the official results. And there we go. So it's not a massive amount of points for race 2, but they were very, very important points for Chris Noble. And very well done to everybody. Stick around, we've got post-race interviews coming up. Sorry mate, I just dragged you into another room if you're in conversation with someone else. Mr. Edward Foster, how are you, brother?
Yeah. Right, yeah, that was fun.
Mate, I have to congratulate you. P2 on debut is absolutely amazing considering the talent that we've got here. Walk us through that race, mate.
Well, can we talk a little bit less about the first one?
We can 100% talk less about the first one.
yeah, the first one, look, I mean, I come from the NASCAR side of things, and we do things a little bit different over there, so I guess the rules of engagement over here is not something I'm necessarily used to, so I've got to work on my racecraft a little bit, certainly, but I guess the reverse grid race, I don't even know where I really lined up, but I passed a couple of guys, but everybody just started falling off in front of me, so that made it a little bit easier, so yeah, wound up P2.
Yeah, it's an amazing run, and yeah, these guys, they definitely battle for sheep stations. They love a little bit of bargy, and Watkins Glen, it sort of invites you to throw your nose up the inside. So, look, man, very impressive drive for race 2. Very cool to see a new guy come in, get involved so much, and then stick it on the podium as well. So, massive congratulations to you, man, and hopefully see you back for the final round as well.
I've actually got something else on for the final round, but I'm definitely planning on coming back and running your next full season start to finish. So,
awesome. Good to hear, man. No, that's really cool. Thank you so much, brother. I'll throw you back into the pen with everybody else, but congrats on the P2.
Thanks very much.
Cheers, brother. And Lee Partridge.
Mikey.
James Shepherd. Mikey Harland.
Wow.
Mikey. Oh, wow.
That was a fairly decent end of the night, wasn't it?
That was awesome. That was a really
awesome.
great. Yeah, that was a great battle. I had a great.
Cars. That was good.
Yeah. No, this reverse grid race. I mean, yeah, like as Mr. Foster was saying, you know, the contact from sort of NASCAR racing to what we have here is a little bit different. So he's going to have to adjust and get his elbows out a little bit if he wants to, hold track position. But, mate, the racing that we get here is just absolutely insane. I love it. I absolutely, love seeing these guys come through the field and put pressure on these other guys who are still learning, the car and building their racecraft up. So
it was good. We had battles all throughout the pack too. Even right towards that last lap, there was even a battle going on down the end there with Matty Harrod at Knockholds and Tarmac Terry as well. So it was a hard one to know where to watch that last one, which is really cool.
Yeah, for sure.
When you get, I think there was a moment there where I even said to James, there was a moment where there was Sammy Collins, Rob Bowden, and who else was there?
That was Learjet.
And Ashley Learjet. And those three were battling hard. And when you know there's those three guys, that much talent, driving those cars close together, you just want to watch it. It's really cool to watch the high end of town go at it. And then to see it through at the mid-pack and then down the back as well, it's just grouse. So it doesn't matter whether it's a reverse grid or not almost. There's just these cars, this track, with these guys, it always puts on a show.
Oh, 100%. I've got some real standout moments from tonight. I think when Ryan had to pit in race 1 and then he came out behind Jasmine, and just to see Jasmine hold her line, not just give it to him.
Can we drag her in here? Can we get her in here? I want to hear what she used to say about having, because it wasn't just Ryan though. Who else was it? There was someone else behind. She's
just left race chat now. So Jasmine, if you are,
just missed her.
Yeah, we've just missed her, but it would be really good to see her point of view as well, because we know that she just comes out to race, and have fun, and she doesn't want to get in the way of all the quick guys, but just to see that, just to see her holding her line and saying, you know what, Ryan, I'm not going to just give it to you this time. You're going to have to work away. And it was a really, really clean battle too. And then to see these guys, yes, they're quick, but they're in a hurry. So he's missing gears. And, it's just so cool to see that exchange, between all these drivers. But like, as you said, Bowden, Collins, Learjet, Howe, all these guys exchanging at their level cleanly, different lines, giving each other room. Yeah, it's some of the coolest racing I've seen on iRacing, to be honest.
It's a hard one to pick driver of the day, really, because there's quite a few sort of equals in my mind.
For sure,
Really,
for sure.
Really good comeback from Noble from having a hard run in race 1. Had the gift of having to start up the front as well, but he still drove really well in that second race, I thought too. So
Peter Kelly,
and even
Peter Kelly bought the car today.
Yep, true. Oh, really?
Bought the car today and was mixing it with them. So
okay, that's a fair effort because these cars take a long time to learn all the idiosyncrasies. So to be fresh to the car and to do that good a run there, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, no, 100% very impressive. And we've got Abigail in chat as well. So I believe that's Edward. Is that your partner, Abigail? Is that are you the better half? Saying I hope you run this series again. And so, yeah, I think we will.
Even Edward Foster here did a really good run. And we had to penalise him a bit there, but he's still, for anyone that can jump into these cars, into this series and be quick straight up the back, has done a bloody good job, I reckon.
Yeah,
for
so sure.
Credit to all those new guys, I reckon.
I reckon we bring Mr. Noble and Mr. Howe in to have a little chat.
Yes, let's do that.
Chris Noble, Ryan Howe, Alpha Racing Team. You've got race control here. How are we?
Not too shabby.
Good, thanks, mate.
Hey, guys, firstly, just congrats on race 2. That's exactly what you needed to do after a, let's be honest, a very, very upsetting race 1 for both of you. That's got to be a bit of a blow to your sort of championship as a whole. You guys were sitting pretty well there. So, I guess, Noble, let's talk about your race 1, mate. What happened there at the start?
Oh, I actually didn't get a bad launch. I just missed second gear, and then half the field drove straight past me on the front straight, and then sort of got caught up in an incident that happened right in front of me, and then this tiny little cab flipped my car over.
That was really unlucky. It was like a manhole cover, or like a sewage cover or something. Just so your car launch into the air was one of the unluckiest things I've seen in iRacing.
Oh man, I was pretty upset, but I was having a laugh at the same time, so it was pretty not too bad.
That was unfortunate, and obviously took you right out of it, but did put you in the box seat for race 2. So we saw you get a much better start in race 2, and then sweep around Tarmac Terry and get off after Scott very quickly. So that was an impressive race, a really dominant display of your speed in these cars as well. So yeah, credit. That's your second race win.
Yeah, thanks, man.
No
I
worries.
was lucky with racing Scott there, going too wide up the hill. He couldn't do that with many people. It's lucky to have drivers like that where you can actually race hard against us. It's really good. It's really fun to race.
Yeah, and we've got quite a few of them up and down the field. So yeah, the reverse grid throws everybody into the mix, but yeah, it is cool to sort of find those people throughout your race and have those kind of battles, which is cool to see. And
Yeah, I've seen he had an incident in my mirror there.
yeah, it was unfortunate blow for him. He does so well in the reverse grid races, and we hope to see him back next season having a real crack at the championship, because he's got pace. And he's got a very simple man's rig set up, and that's what we love about him. It's his tiny little monitor and his little chair and stuff, but he's taken it to all the guys with the big rigs. So yeah, it's so awesome.
I think the stewards need to have a look in the boot of your car, Chris Noble, because every car that followed you in that race seemed to have an off at the last corner. It was like you're throwing banana peels out or something. Like Andrew Smith did his wacky job straight into the wall, then the next lap Scott Reed did. I'm going, there's a banana peel here somewhere. Got to find it.
I reckon that's why Micah Bradley can't make the races. Micah's stuffed in the back of the Alpha car in the back, throwing nanas out the back.
Yeah, in race 2, the sun was sort of in an awkward place in the sky, and it completely, you couldn't see the apex of the final corner at all, so I was sort of just guessing myself where to turn in.
There you go. That might have been a big contributor. Was that a contributor to Ryan Howe's race strategy in race 1, maybe? Was it the sun, Ryan? Is that you
couldn't see the pit lane?
No, mate, just a stupid decision, really.
So I've seen a couple of cars tried to go into pits and then late call to back out of it. Were you just struggling to make a decision, or was it just?
Pretty. I was seeing what Ash was doing. I was thinking, well, if he goes into the pits, I'm going to stay and try to do the opposite to him. Yeah. Because I didn't think I could match his pace.
Did you forget that it was a mandatory stop? Did you think maybe I can make it to the end without refueling? Is that the train of thought?
No, I was literally just trying to do the opposite to Ash. My thought was if I did opposite to Ash, maybe.
It could have worked out if there was another safety car or something like that. But
very unlikely.
Run through the field, but yeah, wrong decision.
Yeah.
I think it
You
would have
still did
been
well.
would have been a pretty heart sinking moment when you stayed out and then you saw that gaggle of cars all pile into the pit lane and you're like, oh, hang on a second.
Well, in 2 laps time after the start, Ash was behind me. I'm like, wait, oh no, I've definitely messed up here.
So that was the
you
thing.
recovered to 6th, didn't you?
Nah, ninth.
Ninth.
Well, still not bad to get back to the top 10.
Yeah, it was alright.
We were saying just before we pulled you in for the chat how cool it was to see Jasmine sort of keep you honest for a few corners
Yeah.
there. How cool was that?
Shocked me.
Oh, it
It
was
genuinely
good.
shocked me. I was like, oh yeah, I'm just going to drive past. And then she's like, no. I'm like, oh,
No.
okay.
Yeah, so we were struggling to find a driver of the day at the moment, so we'll check with the Alpha Racing team, boys. Aside from you guys doing a brilliant recovery in race 2, who would you pick as your driver of the day?
Oh, it'd have to be that new bloke, wouldn't it? Edward Foster
Yeah, I reckon him.
on the pace straight away.
Yeah. What do you reckon, race control? We all in agreement
Oh, mate,
there?
even with a penalty, I still reckon he was up there. So, yeah, for sure. Definitely Edward Foster, mate. And
So-
his attitude as well was brilliant. And he mixes in with our Scott and with all the guys and girls really well from what we're seeing so far. So, no, definitely go Edward Foster for sure.
Edward
Yeah,
Foster,
I'm
driver
gonna-
of the day.
Yeah, I'm on a tie as well. Edward Foster and Peter Kelly, that was great. To see a guy who bought a car an hour ago and mixing it, in the top 10. That was great.
Yeah, 100%. Let us know in the comments if there's somebody else you would like to have as driver of the day, but I think we're going to give it to Foster. And Foster, if there's 10 more of you, we'll take them, please, because, we love the enthusiasm, love the speed. And, even with a little penalty, you're still going to be there or thereabouts. So well done. Awesome, guys. Well, I think we can probably wrap it up there for the evening.
Good work.
I need to take a wee, to be honest. I've been holding a wee for a little bit. I thought about potentially going in the cup next to me, but I've got a very
Don't do that,
sensitive microphone. So
You
if I
didn't
went
wanna-
wee, we would all go wee.
You didn't want to pull a brass against.
If you've missed that one, the vocalist from Brass Against, I think she was gunning to do it on the scream, but she, she managed to overcome stage fright like I've never seen before. Like, I couldn't get up on stage, drop my pants and piss on someone, but there you go. She did it, no worries. And Aaron Power drops into the stream. How was your race tonight, Aaron Power? Hope it went well. Better than your last week's one. Looked like you ended up on the fence straight away. But yeah, no, look, big thanks to Race Control, all our drivers, everyone involved in Thrillhouse, and everyone who's watching. We've still got 11 people tuned in. We've had more than double our viewers tonight, by the way, for everyone in chat with us. So, on the rise. People are learning about the Thrillhouse way. But yeah, I'll switch into a Race Control now. Thank you so much, Ryan and Chris, for the chat, and congratulations on the double podium for Race 2.
Cheers, mate.
No worries, Mikey. Thanks for tonight.
Cheers, mate. All right, and Race Control, thank you so much for everything that you do. And
No worries at all, mate.
awesome. Until next time, you've got Island Magic next week, so we won't have Mr. LP in the Race Control box. We'll have someone else.
I could be a late call in. You never know, depending on what time the schedule is. I haven't got the schedule released, so I might be home, but I've got my doubts. Yep.
I reckon we just let you put your feet up and watch the final round after a day of racing, a weekend of racing. I'll be there with Lee Partridge as well, taking photos, and we might even go live on the Thrillhouse page and just give everybody a little bit of a sneak peek of what's happening at Phillip Island next week.
Real race cars at real racetracks. How good's that going to be?
I don't remember. It's been like 2 years.
When nothing's made up and the points do matter.
Call of the night, 100% call of the night. James, you do a brilliant job with the cameras, and at some point we may get replays going, but everything you do, your end is exemplary. I'm trying to get that word out, but I don't know how to say it. I'm such a...
Just find a different word for it. It was really good.
Thanks, everyone. We're going straight to Night Ride FM now. Thanks, everyone. Good night. Is that what we want to say? Is that how we get out of here? Or?
Yeah, James, you
Yep.
do stuff real good. Thanks everybody for tuning in. This is Thrillhouse. Good night.
No, you hang up first.
Hang up.
You still there? haven't hung up yet, have you? Oh, I should have let it go. Yeah, like
You got Lee still talking in the background though? Like,
probably.
yeah, cool.
You know, like on Anchorman, where like, you know, they scroll off and then they'll just start arguing between each other, calling each other names as the credits are rolling. You really fucked that up, cockhead.
Yeah, no, we should do something like that where we just talk shit after the stream and
I think we've talked about that before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was actually talking with Tarmac before this one, and we were just laughing about all the blooper moments from Eastbound and Down. And, I don't know if you guys have seen that.
No.
Alright, it's alright. We ended up going to Eastbound anyway. I feel that. Tell me that doesn't feel like a kite.
Oh, yeah.
Now I know what those villages of Pompeii felt like.